Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. New video today. But before that, I hope all of you are staying indoors and are staying safe, because in times like this, when we're all fighting together, I think we need to show immense empathy, immense compassion, and sensitivity towards one another. It's not a time where we're pitted against each other, but we're actually commonly pitted against one thing, and that's COVID-19, and we can only fight its spread if you're all in it together, and if you're all showing that oneness. And I think I'm so proud that we all showed that in India yesterday at 5 p.m. But that's not about it. We really have to be sensitive, that we're careful in using our resources, because resources are unlimited. And it also should be a reminder that whenever something like this happens, which affects the world at large, it often gets us back to basics, where we're reminded how careless we are of using our natural resources. They're limited. Use them with care. Save a little for somebody who might need it more than you, and just be on the lookout for one another. And that's why today I've chosen to talk about empathy. Empathy is a very, very important emotion, but sadly today we lack empathy. The more access we have to news, the more access we have to information through our televisions and our mobile phones, and the immense number of news channels, books, everything that's available for us, the lesser accepting and tolerant we have become. So instead of actually being curious about why a person might have a different opinion or a different perspective, or a scheme of thought, we're actually focused on those points that do not fit into our scheme of things. And you can see it everywhere. Just the way that we talk about politics, political leaders, work that a party is doing, or just the way anybody dresses or anybody eats. Understanding why the person is saying something and where the person is actually coming from, because whatever we are seeing is actually a collective of the information, the knowledge that we have, the experiences that we have. So obviously everybody's experiences and everybody's accumulation of knowledge will be different, and that being said, everybody's perspective will be different. But instead of understanding a particular viewpoint, stepping into the shoes of the other person, we just don't focus on that. We just focus on the stubbornness of our own thoughts and our own negativity that we carry around every day. And that's what empathy does to you. Stepping into the other person's shoes and understanding the world from their eyes rather than your eyes. And it does not mean that you don't pick a side, you don't choose right or wrong. Of course you can call a spade a spade. But as social beings, everybody has a need to be heard, to be listened to be respected. And just as social beings that we all are, we really have to satisfy that basic need. And that's what empathy adds. To that basic need of being heard and listened to, empathy adds respect. So it does not mean that you change your thoughts, or just because you have to accommodate somebody else's opinion, you change your own belief system, or you change your own opinion or side. It just, makes way for respectable coexistence of a different perspective. But in today's times, we're more expert at giving out sympathy rather than empathy. And take this example. The more and more you read about people who are facing mental health issues, be it panic attacks, anxiety, depression, or anything else, just common pain and suffering that people want to hide today. And when you talk to people who are in their close circles, everybody will say that we never knew. I mean, we could never tell from the way that a person behaved that the person was carrying so much of suffering. Or even the close friends sometimes cannot tell if the person is going through that level of sadness. Why is that? Because we are expert at giving out sympathy. We are very attached to the person, but we are extremely detached to the feeling that person is going through. And that is the difference between empathy and sympathy. Empathy makes you attached to the real feeling, it requires a real connection with that feeling of the person. And it does not mean that it could be somebody who's very close to you, only then can you show empathy. No, it could just be with anybody. Because here it's not, the person is not important, the person's feeling is important. And that is why showing sympathy is so easy, and especially in today's world when we're all, as I said, we're all pitted against each other, and we're so affected by somebody's growth, that when something negative happens to the person, or when some unfortunate incident happens with that person, we show sympathy. We really can show sympathy really well. Why? Because somehow it also satisfies that little ego of ours, because we know that the person maybe did not match with our thoughts, and the person's choices did not match with our choices. So we can show sympathy to the extent that we really don't have to attach ourselves with what the person is actually going through. And that's why empathy is so tough. It requires real connection. So where on one hand, sympathy can, momentarily provide a relief to the person, can just uplift the mood for a person in that given situation at that given time. Empathy can heal, because then you're actually looking at the world, you're looking at their incident, you're looking at whatever has happened with them from their angle, from their perspective. And that is why that person will connect with you more. When a person wants to heal, the person does not want to hear how shaken you are or how sorry you feel. That's not going to change the person's situation, or maybe bring the person from being in a situation where the person is completely lost, from feeling, completely that the world has crumbled down on them, to actually bringing them back to feeling a sense of belongingness. That's what empathy can do to you. So you don't need to be sorry, or you don't need to feel pitiful, or you don't even need to really fathom the level of the situation or the gravity of the matter. But you just need to make the person feel that there's space, there's hope, you still care for that person, and you can understand, and you can really connect to the feeling that the person is going through, whether they are sad, they are angry, or frustrated. You really need to show a real attachment to the person's feeling. And especially today, we all, as leaders, as community members, as parents, as children, as office goers, working professionals, we really need to be empathetic towards one another, because empathy can change the world. Empathy can bring us together. Empathy can connect. So, people, if you like this video, please stay tuned in for more videos from me. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And please do not forget to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Your comments really and your feedback really helps me grow. And you can share more ideas on what content you want to see from me further. Till then, please stay tuned in, and thank you so much for watching.